Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. Well, so here we go. If you haven't checked it out, please hit the link in the description box below and check out my Kickstarter. If you've ever wanted to study tarot, you can do that with me in the new year. If you want to bag yourself a reading at a really great price, you can do so on that link. And also, please don't forget to check out the Loving Lunar series, where we are following the moon and we're talking all about the moon and its astrology and what it kind of is doing over sort of 2 to 3 day periods, and we're looking at tarot from the ascendant as well, so check that out. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So you've got that powerful lunar eclipse that is taking place on the 30th, so right out of the gate at the beginning of this week, you've got that lunar eclipse taking place in your sign, right? And it's funny though then that you would get the Wheel of Fortune as your key to the week. Pay attention to the synchronicities this week. Pay attention to the synchronicities because they could be high, they could be fast. The frequency could really build, and you might find as well this could be the week where you are in the right place at the right time, or you get a lucky break of some sort. All right, so pay attention. For your actions and options this week, you have the Hanged Man, right? So even though the frequency of the synchronicities is speeding up, you yourself need to slow down. The Hanged Man is going to see you really asking yourself where it is that you've either given too much or where it is that maybe you're being asked to give too much. This could be a week where you have a big decision to make, and it may very well feel, you might have that kind of sense that actually, you know what you're asking me for is more than I can give. And you know, this is a time where you really want to pay attention to that, because if your soul is telling you that feels like it feels like an overstep, it feels like somebody's asking me for too much, then you know you need to pay attention to that. You need to heed that, because it is your actions and options as well. This is about what you're doing and what you're choosing. Now it does suggest in some way that you could be giving something up or choosing to release something on behalf of or for someone else or something else, but you need to ask yourself if that is too much. You know, this would be a moment where you really want to pay attention to that. Now also, your Hanged Man is a very spiritual card as well, and coupled there with the Wheel of Fortune, which is that Jupiterian energy, this kind of suggests to me that this could be a week where maybe some of the synchronicities end up having a spiritual slant to them, or they take you in directions that you weren't expecting to go. So, you know, this is a week where you probably want to allow yourself to be a bit of a tumbleweed. All right, don't have any specific fixed ideas of what you're doing or where you're going, and just see where it all takes you. For your communications and conversations, you have the Ten of Wands, and you know, off the back of what we were just talking about there, you know, the Ten of Wands in your communications, this could be a week where something that you say is either, and we've got 2 tens here as well, which suggests that this week will be a week of big change of some sort, you know, especially off the back of an eclipse. This suggests to me that something that you say this week, there might be something that you really feel you need to get off your chest. It's kind of like, no, I'm saying this, I've got to say what I feel or how I feel. And what comes up with that is how it is received. It might be like, oh, okay, you know what, I wasn't expecting to hear that, or I wasn't expecting you to say that. You know, this could be a week where you still need to speak your truth, but do expect a raised eyebrow or two. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes when you say what you think or say what you feel, you know, I think the saying goes, if you've never made an enemy, then if you've never made an enemy in your life, then you've never always been true to yourself, or something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but this kind of feels like one of those moments where something that you are either diametrically opposed to, or something that is, you know, a really deep opinion of yours. It's kind of like where you're saying something out loud, and you're you know, the way that it's met is kind of like, oh, you know, wow, didn't expect that. For your money and materials, you have the Fool card. This is great. But it's right underneath the Hanged Man, right? So no big purchases this week is the first thing that I want to say to you. And also, because it's coupled with the Hanged Man, it kind of feels to me like whatever it is that you're being asked for this week, it may have a financial slant to it. It might have something to do with the money. It might have something to do with something that somebody expects you to pay or expects you to front. And you might kind of think or feel to yourself, actually, you know what? No, that's not something that I want to do. Now, on the brighter side of this, the Fool card suggests that there's either going to be a new revenue stream coming in or a potential for you to find some sort of new work, which is great. You know, this could be extra work or extra revenue that comes in on top of the job for your physical health and vitality. This is a week where you want to look after your nervous system. So I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but do things that are nice, things that you find soothing for yourself, things that calm you down, things that relax you. You know, take a nice good long soak in the tub. You know, go for a good, long walk and get some fresh air. Like, do things for yourself today, over the course of this week that really, have that sort of calming and stimulating effect on the parasympathetic nervous system. And then for your home and environment, I mean, off the back of the 10 of Wands, some of you, it looks like you're really thinking about a long distance move. And we're not talking about like the next town over. For some of you, it looks like you might be considering an international move. And this keeps coming up for a lot of the signs. This is one of the reasons I believe 2021, we're going to see mass migrations, just people left and right, just going for it. And, I think if anything, 2020 has given us all that, right? For your love and relations, you have the Empress card. For those of you that are partnered, this could be you and your partner working on the home. It could be you guys doing something new to the home, and for some of you it looks like maybe you're trying to add value to the home before you gear up to sell, which is really interesting actually. And it looks like for a lot of you, you'll be doing something to either the outside of your property or maybe beautifying the outside space in some regard. Relationship looks good this week. Relationship looks good. It looks easy for those of you that are single. It's very likely going to be on your travels that you connect with somebody, or somebody that comes directly to your home. So you could be hosting this week. Never know. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.